Hello, my name is David Soto. Welcome to my observation lab presentation for the fall term of TEM 431 at Arizona State University with Professor Bronowitz. The businesses that I chose to observe for my observation lab were Staples, Guardian Printing, Home Depot, Starbucks, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Aaron Brothers. I spent approximately 15 to 20 minutes at each store and observe the general environment, personnel, customer behavior, product display and offerings, and really just the overall feel of the environment in the store. The first business that I visited was the very large print and copy center Staples. Staples, of course, is very prominently branded with their signature red and white decor and their very distinctive font choice. You can see the branding from the street before you even enter the store, as you can see. As I entered the store, I passed through a little foyer type of room that I found very interesting. I've noticed that it's in just about every Staples store that I've ever been in. I happened to bump into a customer coming out as they funnel all their traffic through this very small little room at the entrance and the exit. Immediately upon entering the store, I was face to face with a very large size advertising display, and it proved to be kind of a theme throughout the store as they had many of these positioned probably exactly where they felt customers were going to stand for a very long time. I was not immediately greeted by anyone in the store, although I did get a few looks my way as they noticed that I was taking a lot of pictures. There were very few customers in the store, most of it which were there, it appeared to just look at their copy center. The store had very noticeable, very large aisles, had a warehouse feel to it with very little character other than the branded red and white decor that you see everywhere. I found this aisle to be very odd. I always feel a little strange when I see merchandise in a store that's all locked up. I understand the reasoning behind it, but it was still a little shocking to see an entire wall of ink that is all held individually in their own security boxes. I made it a point to purchase something at every store to get a feel for the checkout process. Staple had 3 large tables marked clearance in very bold letters, as you can see, to try to catch the buyer's attention, probably for an attempt to get some kind of impulse buy out of them on the way out. Overall, the store was very corporate. The personnel had very little interaction with the customer, and I was really never asked for any help. To try to get a bit of a contrast between similar stores, I visited a mom and pop print shop called Guardian Printing right after Staples. Guardian Printing's decor was much more colorful than Staples. It had less of an identity, though, to its overall theme. You could clearly read the core offerings before you walk into the store, although on the storefront. Once inside, it really has a no-frills operation kind of look. As you can see, it was very bland. They had no music playing, and it was rather cold inside. The entire customer area inside of it was no bigger than that small little foyer at Staples that I just left. Unlike Staples, though, I was quickly greeted by the store clerk, and he was very eager to help and stressed that they were experts in custom design and print and not just the everyday offerings that you see in a regular big box store. They had a very large display case in the front that displayed all the promotional products that they sold. There was no music playing, as I said, and the store had this very strong chemical sound and smell, and you could hear their production printers running in the background. Overall, it gave me a feel like the people here at Guardian Printing were a little bit more into detail and knew what you were looking for. But if you were looking for the best price, you probably weren't going to find it at Guardian Printing. I felt that overall there was a very nice store, but it had a little bit of an issue establishing what their brand identity was. Next up on my little tour here was the Home Depot. Much like Staples, it's a big box store with a very clear brand identity. Its very familiar orange stencil, logo, and font was branded everywhere, it seemed. Home Depot didn't waste any space to sell its products. Before entering the store on the sidewalk, you could see carts full of plants and outdoor products for sale. The automatic doors open and you get the familiar Home Depot smell of a mix between a construction site and a chemical plant mixed into one. The smells made a stark contrast to the early Christmas offerings already on display. The store was very busy with several customers waiting in line to be helped. I was approached by a greeter almost immediately and asked if I needed directions to any items within the store. The personnel in their orange aprons with tape measures in hand looked knowledgeable and fit the part. Most of them looked to be old. They're later in their late 30s to 40s. The aisles were uh, clearly marked with their very distinctive orange signs, and the aisles were very wide. This particular Starbucks had recently been remodeled. As soon as I stepped out of my car, I could smell the coffee about 20 feet away from the front door. Christmas music could already be heard outside in the patio before I even entered the door. Starbucks, like most other big box stores, does a great job of identifying itself with very specific font and color. In Starbucks' case, it's this nice evergreen. Immediately as I walked in, the music continued to play, and the Christmas blend coffee and the drinkware line was on display. Of course, it was on sale. Customers were camped out to stay and work, unlike the other establishments where they come in and go. Their customers, I did notice, went up to the cash register and purchased items more than once during their visit. The space was full of wood tones and looked very warm. It felt kind of a lot like someone's home den. The baristas were very friendly. They asked my name immediately when I placed my order, and they even brought my drink out to my table. The store had a very well-lit display case with both fake food and real pastries, which I found a little bit odd, but I guess that's normal. The cash register area was full of impulse buy items to entice customers into one last purchase before leaving. I have to admit I was a little bit guilty here of this trick because I'm a little bit of a sucker for dark chocolate. Bed Bath & Beyond to me is like a playground for middle-aged people. The branding of the store is very mature. The black and white colors with the distinctive font catches the eye immediately. When you walk in, you can smell this distinctive smell of clean soaps and electronics, which is a little bit of a strange mix, but somehow it works for them. They like to display seasonal products immediately when you walk in. They do a very good job of picking the latest as seen on TV product at the entrance or a seasonal product. Like in today's case, it was a lot of NFL gear. I was actually very tempted to buy one of those Raider chairs when I saw it as I walked in. Bed Bath & Beyond wastes very little space. As you can see, their aisles are very tight. They stack their products ridiculously high. It's almost an assault on your senses to see so much product. It takes a long time to get through each aisle because they pack so much to see in every square foot of space. Despite having that warehouse stock look, they do put nice wood floors into the stores to give it a more upscale type of look. This is an example of how ridiculously high some of the product is in the stores. It definitely seems to be a signature design of all Bed Bath & Beyond stores. I was not immediately approached by sales staff at all, but there were monitors on most aisles with infomercials playing describing various products. I felt that Bed Bath & Beyond does a very good job of incorporating visual, multimedia, and technology to display their products. Bed Bath & Beyond went really above and beyond on all the impulse items that you can buy. As you can see, they stack them to the ceiling and all around them. Clearance items were within reach as you stand at the checkout aisle. I probably spent the most time in this store simply because they had just so much to see. Customers strolled around the store like as if they were at a destination, enjoying the scenery as much less than if they were just going in to grab something and quickly get out. I really don't think that getting in and out quickly is really at all possible at Bed Bath & Beyond. My final destination was Aaron Brothers Art and Frame. They followed pretty much the same branding approach as Bed Bath & Beyond. They had very elegant white on black font. It gave the store an appearance of elegance. Similar to Bed Bath & Beyond, there was a lot to see. For the crafty customer, I can see how it can be very mesmerizing to walk in and just to see all that the store has to offer. Sales and stocking stuffers were immediately inside as you walk into the store. Unlike the other stores, they had their clearance items at the front of the store instead of the checkout counter. The store was very thoughtfully staged, as you can see in this picture. This is an example of a white display. Distinctly different items were on this aisle, but they were all of a similar color. They had other aisles that represented other colors. Immediately opposite to this was a black aisle, which every item was black, which I thought was a very art-inspired theme that fit the store's offerings very well. As I was walking around the store, one of the employees asked me what I was looking for. I described a very specific frame, and he disappeared, came back, and showed me this exact frame. He was very eager to help. All the employees looked like they were around college age. The store was small, but managed to have a very ample space in the main aisles and had a very well-lit display. Thank you for listening to my opportunity analysis of the businesses of Staples, Guardian Printing, Home Depot, Starbucks, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Aaron Brothers.